Hi there, it's Kevin with Gonro Games, here with a fun little video I thought I would do to show all of the products that actually sold the best throughout the years that I've been doing this patron service slash at the store here at Gonro Games in Richfield, Utah. And some of these products were actually surprising, so I'm going to go over each product by category. I think I picked out most of the relevant categories here. Maybe missed a few here, but we're going to go over the most sold Magic product, the most sold Pokemon product, the most sold Flesh and Blood, as well as look at accessories and the board game that has sold the most here. So I think it is a fun little video. These products are still available. If you would like to order them, you are a patron, I'll put the patron prices in the description below as well as the post on Patreon. So let's start off small and then lead into the bigger stuff. So I'm going to start off here with card sleeves with penny sleeves. So penny sleeves actually have quite a bit of competition. There are a few ones like Beckett. You can get Legion penny sleeves. You can get Ultra Pro penny sleeves. But this one snuck up in the last year just because of how many cases I've sold of these to people, and they were able to get a pretty good deal. And during the lockdowns, the pandemic, COVID time, penny sleeves were actually hard to come by. So they came out with these generic penny sleeves. They're actually my favorite product out there. So there's no writing on whatsoever. They just come in this generic case, and they cost about, I can't remember how much I can get them to. I think it was like $60 for a box, or I'll sell them for, I don't know, like two for $3 or something like that. I don't know what the price out the gate is for these, but they're actually quite solid. And I've sold more of these in the last year than I've sold all of Ultra Pro for the time being. I actually do like these Beckett penny sleeves too, but you can see the quality of these are actually quite good. I think they're better than Ultra Pro, which is kind of the industry standard for the penny sleeves. So you fit about 10 cards you can kind of shove together in them. They don't rip as easy as the penny sleeves. They're still nice and not really snug, but also not as loose. And just a great little way to ship cards, protect cards. And I got oodles and oodles of them. So if you are interested into adding to this, yeah, but it's like two of them for $3, or like it's like $60 a case of 100. I'll have to figure out the exact price of them. I've got lots and lots that I can send you. So if you're looking for cheap little shipping sleeves or ways to packet cards, one of the things that I do, for example, is when I bulk cards together, is we'll put them like this. And say these are all field researches. We'll put one on the back and then just shove them in a penny sleeve. And then when you're going through your boxes, your cardboard boxes, then they're all together rather than loose, rather than having to kind of rifle through all of them. So pro tip, if you're ever sorting cards in bulk, that's a great way to do it. So these are great little, they're just called generic penny sleeves, and sold thousands of them over the last year when they did come. And again, the main reason is you couldn't get Ultra Pro for a decent price. I mean, at one point, I think Ultra Pro were going for like $1.50, $2. I think they were actually going for $3 at one point. It was insane how expensive they were at one point during the kind of the height of the supply chain issues. So speaking of sleeves, Perfect Fits are also very popular. There are quite a few different ones that I've sold. KMCs, Dragon Shields, Legion has them. Ultra Pro has them, but by far the one that I've sold the most of is the Game Genic. Again, this is more of a recent one too. I mean, I've been selling KMCs for years and years, same with Dragon Shields, but the price point I think is what gets people, and these again are very, very high quality. They're as good as, I would say my favorite Perfect Fit is, well, consistency is an issue with KMC, but if you get a good pack of KMCs, I think they are the best sleeve. I find Dragon Shields a little bit too tight often. I know that Dragon Shields are meant to go in Dragon Shield Perfects are meant to go specifically with Dragon Shield sleeves, and sometimes they don't work the best with other sleeves though. These ones tend to work the best with the majority of sleeves, and they're a little bit cheaper. They're not quite as snug as you can see as like Dragon Shields or KMC, but they get the job done. You don't have too many like wrinkles in them, and they are, I believe, $3 a pack. So again, this is something that I've sold cases and cases of the Game Genic, and they are a pretty good product. I'm a fan of Game Genic. You'll actually see Game Genic hit a couple of these other spots here. And if you are interested in these sleeves, they are, I believe, they're $3 a pack. Unfortunately, they used to be $2 or $2.50, and unfortunately, they did just have a price increase as everything is going up in price. So not a good time for supplies. Or even Magic, everything is going up with inflation. All right, so then let's move on since we're still in the category of sleeves. So what's the sleeve? The actual sleeve I've sold the most of? I've actually got the color even. Look at me go. Crimson Crimson Matte. And this mainly is probably because I have 2 patrons that buy a ton of these, like specifically Crimson. I don't know if they sleeve all their cards in Crimson or whatnot, but Crimson Dragon Shield matte sleeves. And by far, Dragon Shields are the industry standard. They're my favorite sleeve too. And a lot of these products, I think, get sold so much because I push them. Because when people ask, hey, what sleeve should I get, Kevin? What should I get? Eclipses, or should I get katanas, or what's the one I should get? Dragon Shields. Can't go wrong with Dragon Shields. They are just the best sleeve imaginable. So they have a great shuffle feel. They have great durability. They just hit all of the things you look for in a sleeve. Look at the quality on this. Ooh, I do like this color. I don't know. Blood red actually might be my new favorite as far as red is concerned. You guys should see blood red. It's a pretty color. I'll have to get another couple more. They sold out so quick though, and I have to reorder the blood red ones that just came out from Dragon Shield. But Crimson, it's kind of got that orangey tone to it, and Dragon Shields just are perfect. They have a great shuffle feel. They slide nicely in there. Got a nice little room that you don't nick cards, and it can still easily fit a perfect fit, no problem. And the shuffle feel with the mats are basically, they're as good as any. So all in all, Dragon Shields is my pick, and they're the ones that I've sold the most. Now, I try to keep all the colors of Dragon Shield mats in stock. I don't keep Classic because Classic seem to be sold at a very, very lower rate. I particularly don't like Classic either because they pick up grease for your hands and stuff, whereas these don't. And matte good too if you get the art ones and whatnot, but these are just Dragon Shields. Can't go wrong with them. They are great, and I've sold by far, this wasn't even close when I was actually looking at the sales data. Matte, Dragon Shield matte was the most. And actually, this is funny because I thought it would be black because I sell a lot of black mats, but I think it was just because one or two patrons like this color. They've bought so many of the Crimson matte sleeves, so it is one that I definitely keep in stock here. So that is the sleeve that I've sold the most of, and these are going for $7 a piece now. They just had an MSRP raise to them, and that's the cheapest I can get them for currently is $7 for the mats. So those that have a price increase, I was able to sell them at $6 for quite a long time. So now we've talked about sleeves. What about the deck box that it goes in? Also my favorite, and I guess maybe it's because I shill products. Maybe someone should sponsor me to shill their products. Boulders from Ultimate Guard. The color that we sold the most was actually this one. This one is the, what do they call this one? This one is Emerald, I believe. Yeah, that's the, I was wondering if it's Jade or Emerald because they always name them after a gem. So Emerald, the green for some reason. Maybe they pair girl together. I don't know. But this one is the one I had to reorder the most. I was surprised again it wasn't black or another color, but it was green. Was the color that we sold the most of Boulders. Boulders also are $7 now, I believe. It's either $6 or $7. I'll have the exact price on the description or in the Patreon post of how much these cost. But we've sold tons and tons of Boulders. It's by far the one. I try to keep every color in stock because it is something we go through like crazy. They do happen to be my favorite deck box as well. You can't go wrong with a Boulder. They are super solid to keep your cards together. You can get some bad apples from now and time and again from Boulder, but even their bad apples still work functionality wise. They do tend to pick up a little bit of grease. I don't know if this would actually be my favorite deck box. I kind of like the Dragon Shield Nests, but all in all, with how compact these are, I actually like the other versions. These can come in 40s, 60s, 80s, and 100s. And so these are also really good to like the 40s and 60s and stuff in board games. And they can hold all your cards. Like I use them in Clank, I use them in Terraforming Mars, and they're super, super good utility for those games. So really like the Boulder Ultimate Guard. Yeah, they have one that I just did a review in my last video of a tray. If you want a dice tray, they've come out with one that does that as well. Now, let's go into premium deck box, and this one actually surprised me, and I think it's just because one patron ordered a ton of these. So it wasn't really because this is necessarily sold a lot. I just had one order cases and cases of the Watchtower 100 XL. So I'm not sure what the whole jazz is about this guy. I'll actually open this up. And you can actually see it in action. So the XL is just a little bit. This was the exclusive for I don't know. Exclusive for some year. I think they have another one out now, or they're gonna. So it's a red-orange color, and I think oh yeah, I remember why the patron says it fits Commander a little bit better than the other. So 100 plus XL, and it fits the Commander just a little bit better than just the regular watchtower. So they come in watchtowers in many different colors, but this one is going to have your little deck box tray here. You can take it out, so you can put the cards in like this, sleeved, boom, or you can actually put them in here as well, or actually it's this way. You can put them in like that, and then they can fit a little more snug. You can fit a few more cards in that way, but either way, you got this little thing that can come out, hold your deck. You can put your little commander in there or whatnot, and then these also do have a dice tray in here as well. Boom, for the dice tray. Dice tray goes in like such, and that is basically it to it. The magnets are great. You got this little thing that gives it a little even more protection, and just flips in like that. I mean, well, flips in like that to protect it. And you guys, these little finger holds to get everything out when you need to. And yeah, I think that this one is just slightly bigger, so it fit the commander cards slightly better. And it sold a bunch of these. I think that the cost is like 23 or 27 or 21. Again, I'll have it in the link in the comment section for these particular products. And this sucker was the most sold premium deck box. Going even bigger on the deck box, which I actually don't have one in front of me because I was unprepared. It's funny, I actually grabbed it. Where did I set it? But anyways, the bigger one was actually GameGenic as well. The Dungeon. The Dungeon is a big box, and unfortunately I'm not prepared for this video, but the Dungeon from GameGenic was the most sold bigger box. And we sold a ton of those when they actually announced them. I think it was mainly due to a Tulane Community College video where he just gave it like really, really high scores, and everyone and their mother seemed to want one and order it from me. So I'll have to show that another time. So on to the last accessory that I want to showcase was actually binders. And this was not a Dragon Shield binder or a GameGenic binder. This was actually another company that makes deck boxes. They actually make sleeves. They make everything. But for whatever reason, the Dex Binder. The Dex Binder, the color that I sold the most of was black. I actually don't have a black one to show you right now. This is my particular favorite, kind of this jeans color. This is just the blue by Dex. But Dex is just a super solid. I actually really do like their deck boxes too. They're pretty good deck boxes. But they are very high quality in these quads, and I did slightly sell more 12s than 9s. It wasn't by much, but we sell hundreds and hundreds of these. Unfortunately, this is kind of a pain to order because only one distributor carries them, but usually when they have them, they have quite enough. And I try to keep these in stock as well, as they are just a super solid binder. But there you have it. They have great stitching. They have great pages in them. Plenty of room in here. They've got this cool little felt inner, just a really classy binder, and can't go wrong with it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful binder, and it did outsell both GameGenic. Dragon Shield makes a very similar one with like a leathery skin too. I'm trying to think what Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is the other one that I sell a lot of. So they also have a generic. We have a generic binder, an Ultimate Guard, GameGenic, and Dex are the big ones that sell, and the Dragon Shield too a little bit. But by far, it was the Dex Protection that seems to get the most sales. It's kind of funny. You think that people would be like, you know, one brand they'd go with. We've got basically. We got all the brands that people actually predict or prefer different stuff from different brands. But yeah, kind of funny how that works. But that's cool. They can all, you know, specialize or have kind of a top dog spot for that. It makes my life a little bit more miserable because I can't get it all from just one, you know, one vendor or one distributor. All right, there's the accessories that I think I've named all the accessories. If I missed any other accessory, what other could there be? A playmat possibly? I don't know, though. I actually don't sell a lot of playmats. We did sell a lot of like the Mystical Archive playmats, I remember. And then there was like a mana symbol from Ultra Pro that we sold a lot from. So I guess Ultra Pro would be the most sold playmat. But I did not come prepared for that. Got a nice little Ultimate Guard one we've branded here. All right, so let's go on to a board game. So the board game that I've sold the most of and had to order the most of, both here at the store locally as well as to patrons, is Point Salad. And I think it's just because it's a quick, easy game to play. It appeals to many different types of people, whether it be casual gamers, you know, people that will only play things like Phase 10, or card games, they'll easily will like to play Point Salad. And the thing about Point Salad too is gamers will play it too, because it's actually pretty fun, kind of really light game. So Point Salad, you have a market of cards and then piles of cards, and it's a very simple, fast game. So your market will have cards down here that you can pick 2 per turn, or you can pick 1 point cards. So you have to start figuring out what you want to go for. For example, this one says for every 2 cabbage you get 5 points. So maybe you'll pick that up, and then the next person like, well, if you're gonna go cabbage, I don't want to go this because you'll cut me off. So maybe I'll go for vegetables with 3 types. And there's little different strategies. Typically, you want to pick up some point cards early and then start going for things you have point cards for. Or maybe you're like, no one's going cabbage, I'll just pick 2 cabbage up and try to monopolize the cabbage. It's really fun to play over rounds. Like I said, fast game, still kind of a thinker game, and it's a really, really crowd favorite. And I've sold tons of Point Salad. Maybe I'll do a top 10 of board games if people actually like to hear about those, or maybe I can break it down in genres as well of the most sold of the board games. I think if I were to go away from board games, we sell a lot of Warhammer here. I wouldn't know much Warhammer though, because I'm not the guy that sells the Warhammer. I know we sell a lot of D&D too. For stuff, which is all available too for patrons. If you do play those games, we can get you D&D books, we can get you Warhammer, we can get things like Star Wars Legion or Crisis Protocol or Marvel Champions. There's so many brands, genres that if you're interested in, it's just not Magic and Pokemon that we can do here. So more reasons to join the Patreon, support the Patreon, give us a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe, a bell icon, comment. And yeah, let's get this channel growing again. All right, now we're on to the biggie stuff. We'll start with the lowest of the 3, which is Flesh and Blood. The thing that I sold the most units of was Crucible of War. So Crucible of War was the set that sold the most, and this one actually surprised me. I really thought it was gonna be Welcome to Wraith, but this one edged it out. And I did sell a lot of Welcome to Wraith after the reprint. Sold a lot of Monarch, but then Monarch really, really flamed out. Sold a lot of Arcane as well, but it was Crucible that continued to sell. And so there was a time period I was getting 2 of these a week, was all from distributors, and they'd immediately sell. And so again, it's not the greatest sales data, but I remember when the reprint happened, we sold out immediately of our allocation for Crucible War, and this was the set that continued to sell. So Flesh and Blood has really, really, really died off. In fact, I think I've sold more Flesh and Blood than My Hero Academia in the past couple of months. A few other things that have sold in the past was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been strong. We've also sold things like MetaZoo and what's the Weeb game that everyone likes to play? What is it? What is that stupid? Oh, the Y Schwarz Weeb stuff. But Flesh and Blood, I would still say, is the number 3 game that we sell here as far as collectible card games, and it's still doing pretty strong. That leads us on to Pokemon. Pokemon, I really thought it was going to be Champion's Path because we sold a lot of Champion's Path, but this comes down to just a couple of patrons that went really deep on this set, and they actually made out like bandits if they sold. Unfortunately, a little bit of a news here, this did just get a small reprint. We actually don't know how big the reprint was. This Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is the set that I've sold the most of from Pokemon, Sword and Shield Evolving Skies. This one sold like crazy when it did get the 3rd wave, and I was able to actually order cases of this. I had a particular patron that ordered case after case after case of Evolving Skies, and I hope they actually sold before this last wave is happening, because I don't really trust Pokemon now. Pokemon used to do this kind of one and done, where they didn't do reprints, but now they've really aggressively reprinted everything. And so Evolving Skies is the latest that they've actually reprinted. I am able to get a slight amount of this at a little bit higher price. I believe it's $95 a box is the price. So if you do want Evolving Skies, contact me soon. Fill out some forms soon, because I'm sure that they are going to go quickly. So yeah, get those forms in for Evolving Skies, and I will get you this set. I think that it still has the best value. I guess something about the pull rate being really good, as well as the cost of cards in this. There's some like $200 cards or $300 cards or something. I really need to figure out the Pokemon market, but all in all, it's just a strong set, the strongest set out of Sword and Shield, and it continues to sell very well. Now, drum roll. So Magic, this one was actually surprising. I don't know, maybe so. This one is the most sold product by far. Yeah, it actually was by far the most sold product. There wasn't even something that came close to this. This was almost not double, but is by volume and by units sold. By far, this was the product. And if anyone can guess, they can pause the video right now and guess which product that was. Wasn't Modern Horizons? Wasn't Modern Horizons 2? Wasn't it Theros Beyond Death? Or actually, not Theros B. What's the Throne of Eldraine? That was one of the standard sets that sold the best. Wasn't War of the Spark? It was Commander Legends. Commander Legends was the most sold product. Because this sucker, at one point, I was selling cases and thousands of dollars a day worth of the Commander Legends. Now, this sucker has started to calm down. You can still order this from me. I believe the price is like $105, $110 for Commander Legends. It is the most packs we've actually sold here at the store, too. So it wasn't just patrons. It was my locals have bought this more than any other set. It is just the most popular set of all time since I've been doing this. I'd be very interested in other stores' sales data, or like if Wizards of the Coast ever came out with sales data too. If this was the most sold product across the board too. But it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting. But as far as locals and patrons, this was unanimous. This was a consensus that this was the most fun set to open, I guess, or look for chase. I don't know exactly what. Me personally, it's not my favorite set. It's not the set that I've opened when I've been, wanting to open things, get that itch to crack packs. But we actually did open quite a bit of this. We drafted this quite a bit too. And like even to this day, well, every now and again, people are like, hey, let's get together a pot of Commander Legends. And people are still preferring this than the new Commander Legends set, which maybe is the reason why everyone hated this new set so much, is because the nostalgia of this original Commander Legends, where people thought that it was just gonna be as good, have its chase cards, and have kind of the replayability, which I do think that the new Commander Legends is still very, very fun and should age well. So it's I don't know, maybe a bad sign or good sign, however you look at it, for Commander Legends 2, that it does come off a good kind of brand name. But this has dried out. Modern Horizons 2 is right now looking like it could, if sales continue to be strong, if they continue to stock it, that it could pass up Commander Legends. But this sucker, I think, just hit the perfect timing too, with like the stimulus checks, the people like locked at home, nothing better to do. Commander Legends buy. It held strong EV for quite some time. So this set just had it all, and that was the most purchased product, was Commander Legends. Still available, so if you want to get in, I think this is done as far as being reprinted. I don't think Wizards is going to come out with any more waves, but there are a couple distributors I can still order this at, and I can't remember again what the price point is. So it would be like 105 or 110, which actually isn't too bad when you think that all prices are going up. So I noticed that New Capenna and Kamigawa, so when distributors have to reorder it, they're paying a higher price. So some of the distributors already have Kamigawa and New Capenna listed at the new Dominaria price, which is like 105 set boosters, 100 draft. And so if that's the case, that 110 Commander Legends actually seems pretty reasonable at that price. So I wouldn't wait on it. I think it's a great set. I think it will continue to age well. There's a lot of stuff in it, and should be a fun product to draft long term. Just nostalgia will be strong for this sucker. There you have it. Those are the products we've sold the most. If there's anything particularly you'd like me to talk shop about, just in the comment section below, or give me a message. I'd love to do a video just answering questions about, running a patron service, running a store, anything you'd like me to talk about. I like to talk. I like to do these short videos where I just kind of shoot the breeze in the camera. Hope you enjoy them too. Again, I'd really appreciate a share, a like, a subscribe, a bell, all those things that get these channels going, because I've kind of been hibernating for a while, and I'd like to get these channels going again. It motivates me to keep going and get to that 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, it's been Kevin with Gonor Games. Thanks for watching.